Oh, right, guys. So I just got done watching Friday the 13th Part 2. That's right. So today it's Friday the 13th. I got my Friday the 13th shirt on for the occasion. And last month was also Friday the 13th. And last month on on Friday the 13th, we reviewed the first Friday the 13th movie. And now, it's Friday the 13th again. So I decided, why not review the second one? So that's what I did. Or, Friday the 13th, part two. I just got done watching it, and yeah, it was a pretty good movie. It takes place 5 years after the events of the first. After the events of the first one, and they're talking about, they're like, talking about everything, like, ooh, and they're saying, Jason, watched his mother, get decapitated, with the machete, because the girl, sliced Mrs. Worry's head off with the damn machete, and that scene was pretty badass. And yeah, and so his new camp counselors, and they're all like there trained. They're not at Camp Crystal Lake. They're like away from it. They're somewhere closer, but they're away from it. And yeah, and so bunch good looking teenagers, and they all get into trouble, and a couple of them, they go off to to Camp Crystal Lake, and they're not supposed to, but they wander off to there, and then they get in trouble. And yeah, and one thing, it's Friday the 13th movie. I'm from Jersey, and Camp Crystal Lake is in Jersey, so it's pretty cool. It's I live only an hour away from Camp Crystal Lake, so maybe one day, I'll go there. So, because being from New Jersey, not being, only being like an hour away from it, yeah, maybe, I should go there someday and, make a video, there. And yeah, it's a pretty good movie, pretty good sequel. It's the first Friday the 13th movie that we see Jason in, and Jason's not even in his full form yet. Doesn't even have the hockey mask on. He has like some type of like bag where it looks like a Ku Klux Klan mask or something. I don't even know. But the first movie where Jason's doing the killing, and yeah, he basically he gets his revenge for his mother, and yeah, pretty good movie. I actually really liked it. Really good movie. And yeah, they bring back that crazy old guy, They bring him back, but he gets killed off. And the girl from the last movie, she gets killed off. The final girl from the first Friday the 13th movie, she gets killed off at the beginning after waking up from a nightmare. She was having a nightmare about everything that happened to her. But yeah, it was a really good movie. I really liked it. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It was pretty good. I definitely recommend it.